If you knew that your transformation would cost you everything that brings you comfort today, the routine, the habits, the justifications, the fears that you've learned to treat as protection, would you still choose to evolve? If you understood that building an aura of success, it's not about learning something new, but rather destroy that which keeps you weak, would you still have the courage to take the first step? Most people say they want prosperity, but they don't want transformation. They want relief. They want results without sacrifice. They want success without discipline. They want a high vibration without abandoning thoughts that live in the emotional underground. But you, if you are here, it is because you sense the truth. No one will balance your energy for you. No one will rewrite your destiny. No one will cleanse your mind, purify your vibration, or rebuild your strength. The journey is a lonely one, but it's yours. And that's exactly why it has value. Still, one question remains unavoidable. When life demands that you abandon the weak version of yourself that you've protected for years. When your soul demands that you walk alone. When your aura demands that you let go of everything that keeps you small. Are you going to back down? Or will you finally become who you were born to be? The awakening of transformation. Transformation always begins in the same place. The moment you realize you're tired of yourself, not tired of life, not tired of the circumstances, but tired of repeating himself, tired of the same old excuses, tired of the same old setbacks, tired of promising changes that never materialize. This is the awakening. Waking up isn't easy. He doesn't arrive as an inspiration. It comes as pressure. It comes across as a nuisance. It arrives as that uncertain feeling that you are wasting your potential every day. Napoleon Hill said that all change begins when the mind stops accepting the old pattern. And that's exactly what awakening is. A silent break with what you've accepted for too long. Awakening is the moment you admit, I am living below my potential, and I can't live with this anymore. This recognition is not a sign of weakness. It is the beginning of strength. Because transformation doesn't begin when everything gets better. It begins when you stop tolerating your own stagnation. When you wake up, your mind opens to a brutal truth. No one will do for you what you know you need to do. And this shock is essential. It breaks the inertia. He destroys the illusion. He gives you back the power you gave to the world. Awakening is the beginning of your aura of success because it's the moment you realize that your current vibration doesn't support the life you want to live. From here on, everything changes. Or nothing changes. The choice is yours. The price of greatness. Greatness is not easily achieved. It is won through sacrifice. People romanticize prosperity, but ignore the psychological cost it demands. Napoleon Hill repeated this in all his works. Everything has a price, everything. And the price of greatness is simple, but painful. You will lose old habits. You will lose people who only matched your old self. You will lose the immediate pleasures that kept you weak. You will lose the illusion that something external will save you. You will lose the identity you built to justify your own stagnation. Most people never become extraordinary because they refuse to pay that price. They want a new life while desperately clinging to the old one. They want progress without discomfort. They want discipline without pain. They want purpose without responsibility. But greatness is not negotiable. She demands resignation. It requires focus. It requires emotional maturity. It requires the ability to let go of who you were in order to become who you want to be. When your aura begins to rise, everything that vibrates at a low frequency around you begins to leave you. And that hurts. But it hurts because it's working. It hurts because your soul is moving. It hurts because you're distancing yourself from the version that's keeping you trapped. The question isn't whether you want to prosper. Everyone wants it. The real question is, are you willing to lose what needs to be lost in order to thrive? Because no lofty destiny is built by maintaining the same habits that created a limited life. If you want a powerful aura, you need to be willing to destroy everything that hinders your brilliance. The collapse of the old identity. True transformation only begins when your old identity collapses. And this collapse is inevitable, because the old version doesn't have the vibrational strength to sustain its future. His former identity is based on limiting beliefs, repetitive patterns, stories that you tell yourself, excuses that protect you, habits that weaken you, fear of displeasing, lack of self-control. That identity even kept you alive. But it never took you far. She was useful at one point. Now it's an obstacle. Napoleon Hill would say that your mind is hypnotized by habit. And to evolve, you need to break free from that hypnosis. The collapse of the old identity is not pretty. It's not inspiring. It's not romantic. It's confusing. It's uncomfortable. It's emotionally heavy. It's psychologically painful. You begin to realize that you can no longer react as you used to. That he can no longer think like he used to. That they can no longer live as before. But he still doesn't know how to live any other way. You're in the middle. Among the old who are no longer useful and the new that doesn't yet exist. This space is the cradle of transformation. His former identity will try to survive. She will try to convince you that change is risky, that you're not ready, that's going too far. But you know the truth. There is no new destiny without the death of old patterns. Their aura only grows when their old identity falls away. And this collapse, however painful it may be, it is the greatest gift your soul can receive. Building the aura of success. From the moment the old identity begins to crumble, you begin the second phase of evolution, the conscious construction of your aura of success. Your aura is your vibrational field. It is its invisible presence. It is your inner strength translated into energy. Napoleon Hill called this the dominant mental state. You manifest what you uphold. You attract what you vibrate. You create what you repeat. An aura of success exige discipline, intention, clarity, repetition, right environment, self-control, firm purpose. An aura isn't built in grand moments. It is built on small habits. When you wake up early, even though you're tired. When you keep your word even when you don't want to. When you train even without motivation. When you study even when you're distracted. When you choose silence instead of chaos. When you choose focus instead of distraction. Each of these actions strengthens your aura. Each one raises its vibration. Each one announces to the universe, I am ready. The aura is also destroyed just as easily when you procrastinate, when you give in to comfort, when you repeat old patterns, when you neglect your discipline, when you allow toxic energy into your environment. Your aura is shaped by what you tolerate. The secret is simple. To build a new life, you need to build a new vibration. And to build a new vibe, you need to build a new routine. Your aura is your new foundation. And as she grows stronger, her destiny begins to rearrange itself around her. Discipline is a spiritual force. Discipline is the foundation of all transformation. It is the foundation of your aura. It's living proof that you govern yourself. There is no greater spiritual strength than the ability to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. Discipline is sacred because it creates order where there was chaos. It creates focus where there was dispersion. It creates identity where there was confusion. It creates strength where there was weakness. Napoleon Hill said that discipline is the control of the mind in action, and this control is what brings you closer to the vibrational state of success. Discipline is not rigidity. It's about commitment. It's about consistency. That's maturity. It's inner power. Discipline builds your aura from the inside out because it eliminates the noise that weakens you. Every time you keep your word, your aura grows stronger. Every time you choose the difficult path instead of the easy one, your aura expands. Every time you perform without motivation, your aura solidifies. Discipline is the ultimate proof that your future matters more than your mood. And that is the vibrational signature of success. When you become disciplined, you become reliable. First for yourself, then to the world. And when you become trustworthy, life starts to trust you too. Language is creative energy. There are invisible laws governing the human mind, and one of them is simple, direct, and immutable. External reality always obeys internal language. Napoleon Hill called this autosuggestion, but the concept is deeper than it seems. The language you use doesn't just describe your world, it programs your mind to reproduce that world. Your words are commands. They are codes. These are vibrational instructions. Every time you say, "I am unable," "That's just how I am," "I lack discipline," "I never finish anything," its aura weakens. Its vibration drops. Your mind registers this pattern as identity. Their language is not innocent. She is a creator. That's why most people never change their own lives, because he continues to speak like the old me, with the vibration of the old me, using words that reinforce the identity you wish to abandon. From now on, you must speak like the future you, because their aura responds to words before it responds to actions. You must declare, "I become more powerful every day. I control my energy. My focus is unbreakable. My discipline is my weapon. I attract everything that is aligned with my purpose. I live in a vibration of prosperity." Language creates the mold. His aura fills the mold. And their life is organized around this new structure. The word is a seed. The mind is the soil. The aura is the magnetic field that expands what you affirm. Language is the first brick in the house of success. If you want prosperity, you need to speak like someone who is prosperous. If you desire greatness, you must speak like someone great. If you want change, you need to speak like someone who refuses to remain the same. Your aura is listening. Your life is listening. The universe is listening. Speak like someone born to win. The internal conflict, there's a battle going on inside you. A war between two vibrations, two identities, two forces. The version that you were, and the version of yourself that you are destined to become. Napoleon Hill said that every person carries within themselves two mental worlds, the world of faith and the world of fear, the world of expansion and the world of limitation. The original video conveys this same idea by saying that transformation is war. This war is real, and you already feel it every day. A part of you wakes up wanting to evolve. She desires growth, discipline, victory, focus, and purpose. She wants to build her aura of success. But there's another part, an old, tired, complacent part, who struggles to survive. She wants comfort, immediate pleasure, easy justifications, the routine that numbs, the path that requires no courage, a low vibration that doesn't require sacrifice. This ancient part knows that its evolution means its death. That's why she resists. That's why she creates doubts. That's why she convinces you to postpone it. That's why she makes up excuses that seem logical, but are actually emotional traps. Internal conflict is the battlefield where your new identity is forged. When you feel afraid, but it moves forward, you win. When you feel lazy, but he follows his routine, you win. When you feel doubt, but remains committed, you win. Internal victory is not a silent one. It's a vibrational statement. I control who I become. This is the beginning of coherence. This is the beginning of strength. This is the birth of your ultimate aura. The death of the weak self. The weak self won't go away on its own. It needs to be destroyed. He will beg. He's going to negotiate. He will argue. He'll try to convince you that it's not that serious. It will use your emotions against you. It will try to survive in every loophole, every delay, every excuse. But a weak self is incompatible with greatness. He feeds off the same energy that destroys his prosperity. Laziness, procrastination, doubt, autoindulgencia, sorry, unconsciousness. To develop a strong aura, you need to kill this version. And the death of the weak self happens in small daily assassinations, when you keep your word even when you don't want to. When you say nitrogen monoxide to the immediate pleasure that weakens you. When you get out of bed, even though you're tired. When you train, even without motivation. When you work, even without inspiration. When you study, even when you're distracted. When you stay silent instead of complaining. When you act despite your fear. Each of these decisions is a blow to the weak self. Each one weakens its influence. Each one reduces their control over their life. The weak self doesn't die all at once. He dies slowly. Every time you choose your future version instead of the old one. At first he screams. Then he whispers. And one day, he falls silent. And when he falls silent, you feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Self-respect. Self-respect is the central ingredient of the aura of success. Without it, nothing can stand. With him, everything changes. The death of the weak self is painful. It's uncomfortable. It's demanding. But it's also the most liberating moment of your life, because from it, you finally become capable of being reborn. The rebirth of the ultimate self after the weak ego loses its influence. Something extraordinary happens. You are reborn. This rebirth is not noisy. He receives no applause. It doesn't happen in front of witnesses. It happens in silence. It happens when you realize who stopped negotiating with himself, who is living for purpose and not on impulse, that your words have weight, that their actions have direction, that his attitude has changed, that their productivity has increased, that your emotions no longer control you, that your energy is cleaner, that your mind is clearer. Rebirth is not a moment. It's a gradual process. It's an inner blossoming that is only noticed after it has already happened. Napoleon Hill would call this state organized control of the mind. The original video would call him the man the world can't ignore. We call this the birth of your true aura of success. This new you is firm, disciplined, consistent, focused, intentional, resistant, committed, magnetic. The difference is noticeable. People start treating you differently. Opportunities are starting to appear. Doors are beginning to open. Coincidences begin to happen. It's no coincidence. It's vibration. You've changed internally. And your energy now commands your reality. This is the ultimate rebirth. From here on out, you can't go back to what you were. Because now you know what you're capable of. The vibration of prosperity. Prosperity is not luck. Prosperity is about frequency. Napoleon Hill clearly stated, you don't attract what you desire. You attract what you are. And what you are is the sum of your dominant vibration, your focus, your thoughts, your emotions, your discipline, your habits, your choices, your environment, your language. You can wish for prosperity, but if fear, doubt, procrastination, and self-sabotage are present, you reject everything you ask for. Prosperity is a stable energy, and stable energy only settles in stable minds. Your aura of success is the energy field that allows prosperity to enter. She says to the universe, I am prepared to stand for what I desire. Prosperity doesn't arrive when you want it to. She arrives when you're ready. She arrives when your mind is clear, your routine is disciplined, your emotions are under control, your energy is clean, your identity is solid, your word carries weight, your posture is straight. Prosperity doesn't go hand in hand with confusion. Prosperity doesn't go hand in hand with instability. Prosperity doesn't go hand in hand with victimhood. Prosperity doesn't go hand in hand with laziness. The vibration of prosperity is the vibration of responsibility. Regarding discipline, regarding consistency, from the inner truth. And when you reach that vibration, prosperity doesn't need to be pursued. She is attracted. She is a natural. It is a consequence. The environment of excellence transformation never happens in isolation. She requires an environment that sustains her. Napoleon Hill wrote that a man is shaped by the environment in which he allows his mind to remain. And this is true in every detail of your life. Your environment is the place where you sleep, the place where you work, the people you talk to, the content you consume, the energies you tolerate, the routines you repeat daily. Environments are like magnets. They pull you up or down. They either amplify your aura or drain your strength. A cluttered environment creates a cluttered mind. A toxic environment creates an unstable aura. An environment that vibrates at a low frequency forces you to vibrate at a low frequency as well. It's impossible to thrive surrounded by energy that weakens you. To develop an aura of success, you need to create an environment that reflects the person you are becoming, not who you were. An excellent environment is clean, organized, intentional, silent, productive, aesthetically aligned with your vision, free from chaos and distraction. Your environment should reinforce your discipline, your routine, your focus. It's vibration. Every object around you must exist for a purpose. Every word you tolerate should elevate your mind. Each person who remains must contribute to its expansion. You can't expect to build an extraordinary life living in an ordinary environment, because the external shapes the internal, and the inner self shapes everything. When your environment changes, your frequency changes. When your frequency changes, your aura changes. When your aura changes, your entire life is reorganized. Creating the right environment is not a luxury. It's a vibrational strategy. It's destiny engineering. The man the world cannot ignore. There's a type of person who, when they enter a room, changes the energy of the place. He doesn't need to speak loudly. There's no need to show off. There's no need to force anything. His presence speaks volumes. Your posture speaks volumes. Your discipline speaks for itself. His consistency speaks for itself. Your aura speaks. Napoleon Hill described this type of individual as someone who has developed the personal magnetism of the disciplined mind. The original video would say, "He is the man the world cannot ignore." This man is not seeking approval. He seeks alignment. And when a person lives in alignment with their purpose, they become impossible to ignore. This man is centered, firm, focused, disciplined, consistent, emotionally stable, vibrationally powerful. He doesn't react, he chooses. He doesn't beg, he creates. He doesn't wait, he acts. He doesn't dream, he builds. Its aura announces, "I know who I am. I know what I came here to do. And I'm willing to pay the price." The world bows before those who live at this level of clarity, not because it's magic, but because it's rare. Few have the courage to live with complete responsibility. Few have the courage to destroy their own ego. Few have the courage to fight against their own laziness. Few have the courage to step outside the mainstream. And that's precisely why those who do this inner work become unmistakable. You don't force recognition. It happens naturally. You don't demand respect. You attract him. When your aura becomes stable, powerful, and coherent, the world recognizes its greatness long before the results appear. The path to self-sovereignty. Self-sovereignty is the highest state of human evolution. It's when you no longer depend on motivation, circumstances, luck, or emotion to act. That's when you become the commander of your own life. Napoleon Hill taught that a man is only truly free when he learns to govern his own mind. And this government is the essence of self-sovereignty. Self-sovereignty is when your emotions don't distract you. Your fear doesn't paralyze you. Your laziness doesn't control you. Your insecurity doesn't sabotage you. Your doubt doesn't stop you. Your impulses don't control you. You act because you decided to act, not because you felt like it. You comply because you decided to comply, not because you were inspired. You progress because you choose to progress, not because it was convenient. Self-sovereignty transforms you into someone reliable to yourself. And that is the greatest strength a human being can possess. Because when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. Most people fail not because of a lack of ability, but due to a lack of self-control, due to a lack of inner strength, due to a lack of emotional maturity, due to a lack of vibrational firmness. But when you reach self-sovereignty, Their aura becomes unshakable. Nothing throws you off balance. Nothing throws you off balance. Nothing distracts you from what matters. You become someone who doesn't depend on the world, and that's exactly what makes the world respond to you. Self-sovereignty is the vibrational signature of greatness. The burning purpose. A man without purpose is a vulnerable man. He gets lost easily. He gets distracted easily. He gives up easily. But a man with purpose, an ardent purpose, as Napoleon Hill described it, he is a man that nothing can stop. A burning purpose is more than just a goal. It's an inner flame. It's a vibration that sustains your discipline. It is a spiritual force that gives meaning to your effort. A burning purpose is when you know, why wake up? Why fight? Why is he resigning? Because of discipline. Why do you keep going even when you're tired? Why endure the pain of evolution? Why choose the difficult path instead of the easy one? Purpose creates inner order. He aligns his mind. It purifies your aura. It stabilizes your energy. It reduces internal noise. It neutralizes self-sabotage. When your purpose is strong, his focus does not waver. His discipline doesn't break. Your fear will not win. Your past doesn't limit you. You move forward because the vision is so clear that the possibility of giving up disappears. The burning purpose is so powerful, which reorganizes your entire vibration. It creates a magnetic aura, capable of attracting opportunities that did not exist before. Nothing thrives without purpose. Nothing endures without purpose. Nothing transforms without a purpose. A burning purpose is the force that keeps you going when everything inside you wants to give up. The final alignment with the aura of success, and now we've reached the climax. To the highest point. To the state that Napoleon Hill would call organized power, and that the original video describes as the ultimate transformation. This state has a name: alignment. Alignment is when your thoughts point towards success. Your emotions underpin your success. His words affirm success. Your actions build success. Your habits reinforce success. Your environment supports success. Your aura radiates success. Most people live fragmented lives. They think one thing. They feel another one. They're talking about something else. They'll make another one. And they expect to prosper by living in contradiction. But prosperity is consistency. Prosperity is harmony. Prosperity is aligned vibration. Prosperity is the result of a unified mind. When you align yourself, his inner strength skyrockets, its clarity increases, your discipline becomes natural. Your confidence stabilizes, his aura strengthens to extraordinary levels. You stop going in circles, stop sabotaging yourself, stop getting lost in distractions. Stop living in internal conflict. Your life begins to flow. Doors are beginning to open. The right people are starting to show up. Opportunities are starting to come closer. Not because the universe decided to reward you, but because you finally became compatible with what you were asking for. You no longer desire prosperity, you radiate prosperity. You no longer desire greatness, you embody greatness. You no longer desire evolution, you have become evolution. This is the final state of the aura of success. A vibrational field so strong, so coherent, so disciplined that the world has no choice but to reorganize itself in its favor. Because when you change from the inside, everything changes on the outside. And today, you're not just someone trying to transform their own life. You are someone who it transformed. Completely, definitively, irrevocably. Your old identity is dead. Your weak self is dead. Your former destiny is dead. You were reborn. You aligned yourself. You've become great. And from now on, its aura announces to the world, I am the success I once sought. I am the strength that was previously missing. I am who I was always meant to be.